Qué rollo, quiero mandar un saludo a mi amigo Goodfella de parte de tu amigo Jaime Munguía. Un abrazo, canal. Ánimo.
Hey man, let's talk about Canelo Alvarez taking on Edgar Berlanga. They're finalizing it September 14th, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. My problem is this, man. If you're gonna fight Edgar Berlanga, it should have been in New York City. That's one of the things that stick out to me. You don't understand this Cinco de Mayo. The way he got paid for him to fight on that day, because Conor McGregor is not gonna be fighting on that day. That was gonna be a problem. And that probably took so long to finalize the deal. So my issue with it is, why not just go to New York City? I understand Cinco de Mayo, a Mexican Independence Day holiday, you want to be close to Mexicans, then fight somebody else in T-Mobile Arena. That's my thing. And really, it should have been David Benavidez. You should have been fighting at T-Mobile Arena. But if you're going to fight Berlanga, what's the point of fighting Berlanga if you're not going to benefit off the East Coast fan base that he built, that he is still building? That's the problem that stick out to me. I already accepted the fact that it was going to be Berlanga, William Scull, or Jamal Charlo. I already accepted that fact. I mean, it's not a problem. I understand it. I get it. I definitely understand it. But at the same time, it's just to the point where, the fight itself, we gotta call it the box room, check out the box room playlist. I ain't surprised. Canelo been cherry picking for years. I remember he dug Dervinchenko. He had a fake beef with Golden Boy over the belt. He dug Dervinchenko. But he has taken fights though. He has fought Lara, robbed him. A lot of people's opinion, I just thought it was a close fight. Austin Trout, the robbery. I ain't gonna say robbery, but kind of like, I ain't like it, the open scoring, all that bullshit that was going on. 2 close fights with Triple G, beat him the 3rd time in a messy, ugly fight, and when he won. Got boom, bam, boom, ping by Beevil. Berlanga, like, he not even world level, bro, for real. I seen better fights on the lower level than Berlanga. And this fight shouldn't sell. This fight should nobody watch this fight. The media shouldn't go cover this fight. It's a joke. 911 is a joke in your town. Get up and get down. It's a joke. Canelo is a joke when he come into your town. If anything, this should have been special because he should have been fighting in New York City. Now, also, take a step back. Let me blow the cushion in your face. Remember, Jock said that. Let's take a step back. You gotta understand, it sounded like he was finalizing a deal with Chris Eubanks, and Eubanks walked away. One thing that Eubanks promoter Kaylee Sutherland said was that it had to financially make sense. So it didn't even financially make sense for Chris Eubanks. Now maybe they was using Eubanks and Skull to make Berlanga sign a deal. That's one thing I could think about. But even for Chris Eubanks, it didn't financially make sense. So think about that for a minute. Even for Chris Eubanks, it did not financially make sense. So that's something to kind of to think about for a minute. It did not financially make sense. So there you have it. So, Berlanga took the fight. To me, he don't stop Berlanga. He should stop Berlanga. This shouldn't go more than 3 rounds. Berlanga is a D- type of fighter. Berlanga is not even an average fighter. He's a D- fighter, and that's has he stepped up took small baby steps in competition. His knockout rate went down. He stopped stopping people. He might have stopped somebody late, but he's fighting nobodies, bro. He ain't even fighting guys like Zach Parker. He ain't fighting guys like a Diego Pacheco. He ain't fought a David Morale. He ain't fought a Caleb Plant, a Billy Joe Saunders, a Demetrius Andrade, at least a Danny Jacobs. They should have had him fight Danny Jacobs when Shane Mosley Jr. was fighting Danny. He should have fought Danny Jacobs. At least it would have been formidable. He has fought absolutely nobody. He's garbage water, trash bag, he's ass. SSA ass backwards. The ass backwards. He trash. So there's no point to watch the fight. The undercard is going to be trash. There's no reason why any boxing fans, super Canelo, super militant Mexican fans should justify this. Y'all have a day of celebration, and basically this is like, celebrating a big birthday, right? And at the end, they bring out a kale salad, a pile of kale, and put a cherry on top of it, and put a fucking candle in the middle of a whole bunch of kale, and say, we having kale for your birthday cake as dessert. Absolutely not. Canelo is disrespectful. He's taking the fans' dollar for granted. He's taking the fans' viewership for granted. He's disrespecting the Mexican holiday by not fighting somebody and giving them the best opponent that he can fight, which would be David Benavidez, for giving him an epic, performance. If you're going to fight on the holidays, give him something epic to speak about or talk about. Go out there and be great. If not, guess what? I want to take a tune-up. I'll fight in, August instead. I'll fight in later in September, November then. That's fine. If you don't want to, produce shock value, and then if you're going to fight at Berlanga, why put it on pay-per-view? Why not put it on regular DAZN and give a gift back to the fans? Say, okay, if I'm going to fight a guy like Berlanga, I'm going to put it on regular DAZN. We're going to put it on NBC. We're going to put it on CBS, PBS, something like that. Why not do something special for the fans? If you're gonna bullshit us, make it accessible. He don't even give you the privilege of tapping into Edgar Berlanga's fan base and going to New York City. He is a prancy, prissy punk. He don't want to give you no chance. He want everything in his favor. He want to go out there and get full credit for nothing. It's very disrespectful, highly disrespectful to boxing. And Berlanga's not even a contender. You can name 10 better super middleweights. He ain't beat Ivan Yurderman. He ain't beat did he beat John Ryder? He didn't. Think about it, bro. He ain't fought a Jamal. He ain't fought a Munguia. He ain't fought a. Let's leave Jamal out of it. Munguia, Zach Parker, Pacheco, Plant, Morrell, Benavidez, Yurderman. He ain't beat a John Ryder. I know he gone. I know Rocky Fielding retired. He didn't beat him. Didn't beat an Andrade. Didn't beat Billy Joe Saunders. Didn't beat the dude that just fought that signed with Top Rank from Canada. Can't remember his name. Ain't fought a guy like that. Come on, man. He's absolutely fought nobody. He ain't even fought the dude, Anthony Durrell. What's the other guy Benavidez fought that trained with Stephen Bredman? He just got an upset over the kid from Phoenix, Elijah Garcia. He just upset that guy. Forget his name. Trained with Stephen Bredman. He ain't fought a guy like that. He did beat Desmond Nicholson. I'll give him that. But, he ain't fought guys like that. You fighting a guy that's not even really in reality, like he's barely a top 15 super middleweight if we being nice. And then when you fight him, you bring him to the West Coast. What was the point of fighting him if you're going to fight him in New York City? What's the point of fighting him if you're not going to fight him on regular DAZN? You're going to throw him on pay-per-view. Canelo, he's one scary motherfucker, man. He's scary. He don't want you to have no advantage, no nothing. Only reason he fought Charlo because his hand was broken. He was coming off a year layoff. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. So, it is what it is, but no point. Somebody gonna be on YouTube and justify it. Garfield the coke sniffing cat gonna justify it. Nigga that faked this death gonna justify it, or faked an accident gonna justify it. A lot of these dudes gonna justify it. Like I said before, I lost a lot of respect. That Ryan Garcia thing made me lose any other respect for content creators. I don't respect none of them niggas, man. Only niggas I rock with, as far as boxing, I don't respect a lot of them motherfuckers, like Bushido Town, Jamil Weiss and Media, like a handful of motherfuckers I respect. You know what I'm saying? A handful of people I respect. I respect the people that that kind of like content creators that say, you know what, I'm gonna stay out of it. I respect them more. than some of these dudes, man. I don't really respect a lot of these content creators. They trash. And another thing I don't really respect is, you know, how these content creators, and I might speak on this later, Thursday or whenever it come up, how these content creators say, well, Gervonta ducked Lomachenko, and now that Loma ducked Gervonta, now they saying, well, you know, Gervonta ducked back then. He did, man. What the fuck does that matter about now? I understand he ducked. But Lomachenko, this ain't like the first time Lomachenko didn't duck neither. That's why I told y'all, it ain't no difference. It ain't no difference. Only difference is race for the most part, or stamp, or point of view, where you standing at. It's not somebody that say, it's not too many people that say, man, I ain't with no ducking. There's exceptions to the rules. If it really, like, if it's a straight up blatant duck, it ain't too many. The motherfuckers gonna justify the duck, depending on what side of the gun line they stand on. They standing with Magneto, they standing with motherfucking Professor X. It's just point of view. I listened to somebody have a good video. I forget who said this, where, you know, Dennis Sperling. Shout out to the brother Dennis Sperling, man, the Blizzard King. He said it really ain't no good and evil. And when he broke it down, it's kind of honest. Honestly, it kind of makes sense. But I can poke holes in it, but pause. But it's really not. You know, if you look at the Joker, and you look at it, and that's what a good thing about this movie, when you look at it through his point of view, was he really wrong? And if you look at it through a Batman point of view, he trying to save a city that killed his parents. Think how crazy that is. When in reality, Liam Neeson's character in the Batman Begins, he was right. Gotham deserved to burn, but I understand too at the same time that it's innocent people that's involved that ain't had nothing to do with that's good folks. So you really think about it, it really, a lot of situations ain't good and evil. It's just really subjective to really the point of view you look at it. So, but like I continue to say about it, man, it's not many content creators that stand on business regardless. And I understand why. When you stand on business and you stand for something, you know, and you talking real shit, YouTube got a problem with the truth. And it ain't just a YouTube thing. Social media got a problem with the truth. When you speak some truth, people don't want to hear it. When you lie, lies travel faster than the truth. You say something good about somebody, think about it. It really don't never get back to them. When you think about, I'll leave y'all with this, right? Think about Young Dolph, right? I was watching the Rollo interview on Say Cheese, great interview. Didn't know who he was, but it was a great interview. Caught my ear on Instagram, went to in the YouTube, you know, subscribed to, you know, it said, hey, want to watch the full video? So I did. Great interview. And he was talking about how Young Dolph, he behind the pen, and he have a phone that he shouldn't have, and Dolph would sit on the phone for 4 hours with him. Dolph would send him money, took care of him. He said, you know, Yo Gotti was one of my favorite rappers, but you know what? How I like standing next to him, and this man did all this for me. You heard another kid who I think spoke at his funeral and said he, you know, had Matt Dolph at some charity thing, I think in Baltimore or something. He was sick. He said Dolph called him every day to check on him, all the time, to tap in and check on him. How many lives he touched. You didn't hear these stories when he was alive. You heard about the brother that was talking about he was trying to push Dolph to talk about his real estate portfolio and his investment portfolio and rap about that side of the game. You hear about all these great things and great truths about Dolph when he passed away. How he's a great man. When he was alive, you didn't hear those things. But I guarantee you that we heard the lies. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you heard the gossip, the negativity. You know, you heard, oh, he got shot in the ass. He got this, that, and the third happened. Oh, he was hating on this guy. This guy was hating on. You heard the lies. The lies travel faster than the truth. You can say, man, oh, man, Mark is a good dude, man, like, solid dude. That shit won't ever get back to Mark. 9 times out of 10, shit won't get back. But you said, man, Mark a whole ass nigga, man. That motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? I had a lighter in my car. He stole my motherfucking lighter, my 3.5. You know what I'm saying? You say some shit like that, Mark gonna hear about that shit. Hey, man, you know, I ain't that type of nigga like that, but, you know, that nigga Jeremy was saying, you a whole ass nigga, you stole his lighter, 3.5. You know, instead of going to the man and asking him, well, I ain't steal shit, you know, like, what is he talking about? See how the lies travel faster than the truth. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. The link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Check out the Patreon. I appreciate y'all for blessing me with y'all presence. Share the video. Subscribe if you haven't. One time for the one time. Goodfella TV. And check out the Box Room playlist.